Hi guys, hope you had a good weekend. This video is going to be your vocabulary and context, and your preview of the topic, and then it's up to you to do your picture walk. I will post another video tomorrow with the first half of your story. So let's jump in. We're on page 102 in your packet, and vocabulary and context. We're on lesson 4. This is for your journey story. The first one it says torrent. That's your first vocabulary word. Like a torrent or a rushing stream, people pour out of the subway on their way to work. Okay, so torrent means, like they showed the example, a rushing stream. So it doesn't have to be an actual stream. It could be a stream of people. Torrent means like a large volume of something, okay? That's rushing to somewhere, okay? So if it's just picture a stream traveling really, really fast. Number 2, accustomed. City pigeons are accustomed to sharing their home with humans. They are used to people. So if you're accustomed to something, you're used to something, okay? So these city pigeons are used to people because there's people all around in the city. So they've been living with people for years. So if you become accustomed to something, it means you basically became used to something. Number 3, void. A vacant lot is a void among city buildings. Most cities have these empty spaces. A void is an empty space, okay? There's also other meanings of void. You could avoid a check, means it doesn't count. But for this story, they're talking about something that's missing. Okay, so it's a missing space in a city. It's kind of like an eyesore. So it's something that's missing. Okay, so void means missing. Okay, number 4, swiveled. This revolving door has swiveled or turned to let people in and out of the building. So if something's swiveling, it's turning. That's all that means. Swiveling is just another word for turning. So I'm sure you've been through rotating doors. It's swiveling and turning so people could go in and out. Number 5, clustered. At lunchtime, hungry customers can be found clustered around the street vendors selling food. If you see a cluster of people, that means it's a bunch of people concentrated in one area, okay? So in our time right now, what we're dealing with social distancing, they don't want clusters of people together, okay? So because it could spread, flu and stuff and germs and stuff like that. So that's what clustered means. Number 6, transmissions. Police officers in the city communicate by sending and receiving radio transmissions. So transmission, electronic transmission is somebody puts out a call and then somebody receives it. So it's transmitting from one person to another, okay? Number 7, doleful. An abandoned building can be a doleful sight. It may give a sad look to a neighborhood. So doleful means that it's not a pleasant thing to look at. It's gives it a negative or sad look to it, like as they said in this example in the neighborhood. So you have an abandoned building in the middle of a bunch of built up buildings that look nice. It's going to be an eyesore and it's not going to look good, okay? It might give a sad vibe to the neighborhood, okay? Number 8, clamor. A crowd in the city stadium may make a defeating clamor after deafening clamor after an exciting victory. So 2 definitions I would need to tell you about this sentence. Deafening means that it's so loud, it's not going to literally make you deaf, but if you someone hears them say a deafening sound, it means something that's really loud, okay, that kind of overpowers all the other sounds around it. So a crowd in a city stadium might make a deafening clamor after an exciting victory. Clamor is excitement, okay? So if people are clapping, they're cheering, they're all fired up, that's what a clamor means, okay? Number 9, urgent. This ambulance answers an urgent call. Cars move aside so it can rush to an emergency. If something is urgent, it's very important, okay? If an ambulance is answering an urgent call, it means the person is in serious trouble. They're probably most likely seriously injured and they really need the help of the medical crew in the hospital, okay? So it's, and if a situation is urgent, it's very important, okay, that you get something done, okay? So urgent means extremely important. The last word, coaxed. Many store owners have easily coaxed or persuaded customers to come in for big sales events. You guys have probably noticed this if you've ever been shopping. Everyone's always trying to sell you more than you need. It's their job to make money. Especially clothing stores, they might try to sell you something that maybe you don't really need. So if you're coaxing someone, you're trying to persuade them to do something, okay? We're going to move on to preview the topic, and that's on page 105 of your packet. And the topic is animal signals. Humans and animals alike have developed different ways to communicate. Humans are able to communicate verbally by using sounds to form words. Animals cannot use words, but they do use sounds to communicate. They also use body movements and signals. A dog wagging its tail, for example, may be sending a signal that it wants to play. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to understand an animal signals and sounds? In the ACES phone, a boy finds a mysterious phone that allows him to listen in a way that no other human can. So, I want you to do your picture walk. This gives another hint about what this story is about. But I also want you to do the picture walk and see what you think is going on each page. Make a prediction, okay? It's a good pre-reading strategy. And then tomorrow I will pick up with the story, the beginning of the story, the first half of the story, if you want to read along with me, okay? Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.